We live in a world, a concept, where they always want us to believe what was written, but they never want us to think for ourselves. It makes me wonder why. Is it the control? Is it the manipulation? Is it thinking they know better than us? Is it the fact that we have to live in their world? We have to live in their guideline, that it has to fit to their expectation, their control, their power. But when things are in our awareness and things are alert to us and we awaken to the illusion, the manipulation, the lies, and the betrayals of what we grew up believing, it changes us. And a lot of people think when they awaken or when they're at this verge of seeing the illusion. Growing up, you see the Matrix movie, or at one point you watch the Matrix movie. You don't know how much that is being influenced on your psyche, on your mental health, on your well being. So when you come into that awareness of it, and then years down the road, you have your awakening, your awareness of what was life the way it was supposed to be. That's something that's not talked about, or a group of us that we don't share on a regular basis. For example, kind of an AI song I wrote, I was talking about how when it even comes to the return of Christ, it's not return of a physical person. It's coming in awareness with spirit. Christ, the consciousness within us that has always been there, that has always centered around source. And then you come to the awareness of who Sophia is, and it trickles down to the fact that everything clicks. You know, growing up, you learn so much about God, the Bible, if you go to church. And then when you come into alignment of who you truly are born here to be. And that's why a lot of people struggle with purpose. That's why a lot of people do not understand the ways of their air, because they may have been awoken to the truth of God as a someone that gave them the message, but they never had it within themselves. And that's something I'm learning, like when it comes to the awareness of God. God is within you. God is not outside of you. God's always been there. It's just a lot of this dogma that we're taught it in a way that is heir to our spirit, is heir to our development as a person. And not everybody is in that spot to awaken. And maybe it's them going through their growth spur of learning the world that they need to be. And a lot of my growth spurs been through the Course of Miracles. That the two energy sources that surrounds everything in energetic field is love or fear, the illusion, the dream. Everything outside of us, we're living in the illusion. But once we come inside and come in communion with who God is within us, and that the whole concept of heaven and hell, that's within us. Or recently I've discovered last night is the 12 disciples are not people, they're within us. And there is a book I want to get. It's like a booklet thing. It talks about the wisdom of the universe or something. And a lot of people would misconstrue that. But it really breaks down these biblical terms people say things you grow up hearing about the Bible, the truth, that a lot of this stuff is man-made and fear to get people stuck to not be their truest higher self. And when I speak of higher, the consciousness of God isn't separation, isn't division. And that's where a lot of people misunderstand me when I talk about spiritual terms. And, for the longest time, I think it started in 2018 for me, where a lot of this awareness started happening in my life, and it led me to the path that I am now. And I haven't really been able to share that truth with anybody. And even when I talk, I feel like there's a little bit that people don't understand me. But a lot of my awakening started when I started hearing about the Course in Miracles, or when I would listen to gurus, Buddhas, or not Buddhas, but a lot of what connects to me is omanism, that everything is connected. And I feel like why there's so much problems in the world today is we're not in unity. And it's not the fact that there's two sides, it's the fact that people are not equally in their awareness state. They're still in the 3D reality that we're all disconnected, or we're all separate from God, we're all sinners, we're all damned to hell if we don't come unto Christ. But Christ is within us. We are not outside of Christ. Even when people use the idea of sin and when it comes to mistakes, we always have God within us. We're not separate. So it is funny when people talk about a lot of this hellfire tactic, because it's not leading you to your true self. In Lion King, it's a very spiritual filled film, because it talks about coming to an awareness. Then with that awareness, someone instructs you to be aware. That's more of like your higher self, that monkey, and helps you understand that you are not outside of these things that you are taught. Just like the teachings of Jesus. He said you can do these things too. He didn't say, you have to look outside of yourself. He said you can do these things too. So if you can do these things too, you are God within yourself. You have God. So why are we looking out for a book for the answers, church for the say? And I've come to this pivotal point in my life that if you didn't have someone telling you who you are, you didn't have a book telling you who you are, you didn't have any of those, it was just you and nature existing as it is, you would start to be in the awareness state. And I feel like that's what they don't want. They want to dog you down, dumb you down into thinking that you have to keep searching for a higher realm, searching for this, searching for wealth, searching for all this searching to know that you are already complete within yourself. You are already equal with the Creator, God. And that even when it comes to a step further of the return of Christ, or it comes to the step further of the rapture, it is not a physical thing. It is more dimensional. When you're coming into alignment with Christ consciousness, if you're still stuck in the 3D, that is the left behind stage. That is you left behind. You're not evolving. You're staying stagnant and stuck and not rising above evolvement. You're just staying a tree. You're not growing any fruit. And that's where people get all twisted with the return of Christ. No, that's return of Christ consciousness. Anyways, that's a lot of topic for one thing, but I thought I would share it. For the longest time, I've been wanting to open up, talk about things in my journey, how from 2018, even 2020, even when I became a mother, and all these great things that I've learned so far, that I'm alone in this journey, but I'm not alone. It feels alone. And it's a struggle to even piece together. Maybe in some terms I should write a book about it, but a lot of my teachings I don't really talk about, or the teachings. It's not necessarily my teachings, the fact that it's a lot of the mystery, a lot of when you come into this life, you're not here for people to teach you. You're here to remember who you are, whatever that truth looks to you. And a lot of the problems why we have so much bickering in the world, the difference, whether it's good or evil, it's neither good or neither evil. It's just everyone's not on the same page. Everyone's not in awareness. Everyone's stuck in the 3D reality. So that's their life, especially heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. It's not without you. You're not looking for a kingdom to come. You are the kingdom. You are of God. You are God. And then the whole concept of Sophia. She was in somewhat the story I've heard of her, my understanding, the creator, the feminine, who wanted to create life. But she also needed the divine masculine to come and create life with her. Yes, a tree can create themselves or this, but they need the essence of the masculine to continue life on. You need a parent. You need a mother and a father, a female and a masculine to create life. Now, some things can create on itself, granted, if it chose to do that, but at the same time, because the woman, she creates in the darkness, she is a chaos, and then therefore the masculine is order and brings the balance within two, kind of like the twin flame dynamic, but that's another story for another day. But anyways, that's a lot of rambling on kind of my journey thus far, and I just wanted to share it. So if you like this video, like it, share it. Any comments, if you're on this spiritual journey in life, trying to become who you were truly meant to be, just put something in the comment that you may have resonated with what I'm saying. Maybe there's someone out there who kind of sees where the viewpoints matches their viewpoint. But we're all connected. We're all a mirror. So anyways, everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.